Hi, this is Jake Talks Media, and on this channel we're going to be talking about movies and series, streaming and physical media. Also going to be talking about some books and video games. So that's what this channel is about, and if you're into that kind of stuff, I hope that you subscribe and leave a like for this video. Today I'm talking about the movie Total Recall. It's the 1990 version with Arnold Schwarzenegger. And so I wasn't even looking for this, and we do have it on VHS somewhere, but we haven't had a VCR for years now, so it's probably been 10 years or more since I watched this entire movie all the way through. And I wasn't even looking for this. It was at Walmart in one of the bins there, and I got it for $7.50, and I really like this Steelbook. And if you've seen the movie, you'll know that this is like this is the switch that turns on the alien reactor near the end of the movie, and it's okay. You know, the cover is okay. And when I first picked up the Steelbook, it had the packaging on it and had this info card stuck on the back, which I'll talk about in a minute. But this cover is okay. But when I got that info card off of the back, I was pleasantly surprised with the artwork on the back of the Steelbook, and I like this a lot more. It reminds me of it's similar to the VHS that we have, and I just like the artwork here a lot more. You got Arnold's face there, and the Martian sunrise, and you got space above that, and I really like the back of the Steelbook. And the spine here is just it's just the title of the movie. It's the spine, and it came with a digital copy that I'll probably never use, but digital code, it's in there. And here's the info card. Get a better look at that. Okay. And I do have a question for you all who have, that's the first Steelbook I got, but so for those of you who collect Steelbooks, what do you do with like the info card and the digital code and all that stuff? I would like to keep the info card, but I'm not sure what to do with it, because at first I thought I might just store it in the Steelbook case, but it just doesn't quite fit in there. If you can tell, it doesn't quite fit in there, and then you can't really close the Steelbook. And so I would like to keep the info card, but I'm just not quite sure what to do with it. So do you guys keep that with the Steelbook, or do you store it somewhere else, or do you just throw it out? What do you do with it? I would like to keep it, but I'm just not sure, where to keep it. So let me know what y'all do with those. So this, I didn't know this at first, but here's a quick look in the inside of the Steelbook. It's just, there's no artwork in there. It's just the disc. And I didn't know this at first, but this is actually the, if you can see it there. This is actually the mind-bending edition. It says at the top. There's focused. Okay. So that's the disc. And it does have a lot of special features. I haven't watched any of the special features yet, but I'll probably do a part 2 of this video where I do go over some of the special features if it has, once I have watched them and checked them out. So special features, we have the audio commentary with Arnold and director Paul Verhoeven. There's an interview with the director, a making of feature. Then you have something called Models and Skeletons, which is the special effects. And you have a Imagining Total Recall documentary, a restoration comparison, movie trailer, and a photo gallery. So lots of features on there. I haven't got into those yet, but I will, and I'll let you know how those are. So if you haven't seen the movie, I'll go over some of the plot for you. It's a sci-fi action movie with Arnold in it. And at the very beginning of the movie, he's having a nightmare about Mars. He's walking around on the surface, and he's with this woman, and they both have spacesuits on. In this dream, though, at the very beginning of the movie, he like falls off a cliff, and his suit gets messed up, and then the helmet has one of those glass covers on it that gets broken, and he starts suffocating just in the Martian atmosphere. But then he wakes up, so it's a nightmare. But you find out that his character is named Doug Quaid. He's really obsessed with Mars, can't stop thinking about it. And he has a conversation with his wife, who, she's there in the morning. And Sharon Stone is his wife in the movie. So they're talking over breakfast, and he's talking about he wants to move to Mars, and he just really wants to go there, and she's trying to talk him out of it. It's an ugly planet, and there's like a revolution going on there because Mars is colonized in this movie, and there's like this rebel group that's trying to overthrow the government because the government's being like oppressive, and they're charging a lot of money for the oxygen that they giving to the people. So there's like a revolution going on and kind of a corrupt government and just all kinds of, it's a mess on Mars. So his wife tries to talk him out of it, and she tells him just to forget about the idea in his head. So he goes off to work, and on the way to work on the subway, he sees this commercial for this place called Recall. And what they do is sell fake memories, basically. So they put in brain implants so that to make it feel like you have these memories of space travel and that kind of stuff. So he gets this idea. Well, if I can't really go to Mars, then I get this fake memory implanted. So he goes to Recall after work, and there's this salesman there, and I really like this salesman character, even though he's not in the movie that much, but just in this one scene at the Recall place. But I just like his character because he's kind of the picture of this, kind of sleazy, grinning salesman you might have in your mind. So I just like his character. Anyway, the salesman is talking about how he can, with his fake memory, he can actually go with the alternate identity, and Doug Quaid chooses this identity of like a secret agent. So then, the salesman is telling him how there's people trying to kill him, and his mission is then to save the planet and that kind of stuff. And so Doug gets all this, and this is all in the first 15 minutes of the movie or so. But while they're trying to do this implant, something goes wrong, and he wakes up and he's freaking out, and he's trying to fight off these doctors, and they end up sedating him and then just putting him in this cab. And in the movie, they're like these self-driving cabs with robots, and they're funny on their own. But then when he gets to the subway again, he's attacked by these people, and one of them is this guy from work, and he fights him off and kills him, and he's kind of shocked that he did this, because you can tell it was just kind of a reaction that he had. He just went into this mode of survival and killed these guys. But then once he gets to his house, and after he talks with his wife for a minute, he's telling her these people tried to kill me, and she's not really believing him at first. But then he goes in the bathroom till he's got like blood all over his hands, so he goes in the bathroom to just wash the blood off. And so when he comes out, someone's shooting at him, and then it turns out to be his wife, and so she's in on the whole thing. And then he finds out these other people are coming to try to kill him, so he has to try to run away from them too. And it just goes from there. It's kind of a fast-paced movie. It's really good. It doesn't feel slow. It's close to 2 hours long, but I think it goes by fast. It's such a good movie. And so he eventually does go to Mars, and people follow him there, and they're still trying to kill him. And it's a really good movie. It's a lot of fun to watch. I definitely recommend it if you haven't seen it. A little bit about the cast in this movie. You have Arnold stars in it, of course, and Sharon Stone's his wife, and Michael Ironside is in this movie, and I really like his character. He's a great villain, and Ronnie Cox is like the leader of the corrupt government. He's in there. And a little bit of trivia. I probably never would have recognized him. I read it. I stumbled across it online somewhere, but Hank from Breaking Bad is in this movie, and he's one of the mutants. So I never would have recognized him if I haven't read that bit of trivia online someplace. But he's in this movie, and it's just a lot of fun. So I'm gonna try not to really give anything away. But so when kind of a big question mark is in this movie is all this stuff really happening? Or is it all just a dream? Is it all just part of this fake memory that Recall is doing? Because while Doug is on Mars, this doctor from Recall shows up, and he starts saying that none of this is real. You're actually still strapped down at the Recall place, and something went wrong, and your fantasy is kind of spiraling out of control. So this guy's saying that all of this is just a dream. But that's kind of been the question, and some people still talk about it. Is the movie real, or is it just a dream that's happening in the guy's mind? And I'm trying not to really give anything away, but I think it kind of could go either way. I think it could, maybe it was real, maybe it was just the whole thing was just a dream. But I noticed watching it again. Maybe they did this on purpose for this reason, or maybe not. But just in this movie, there's just the violence and the blood is just so exaggerated that it does kind of feel like maybe that's just happening that way because it is in someone's imagination. Because this movie is just really bloody and brutal in some parts, and so maybe that does kind of make sense that would be just happening just in someone's mind, that they're just imagining it that way. And I don't know. Maybe they did it like that on purpose, because it's real, like it really does feel like an exaggerated action movie in that way. So this is one more look at the Steelbook I got. That's the back and the cover. And I will briefly mention the remake in case anyone's wondering about it. I did see the remake, the one with Colin Farrell, I think. I didn't like it at all. They never even went to Mars. I'm like, this is not Total Recall. They don't go to Mars. I didn't like it at all. It was completely forgettable. I don't even remember hardly anything about it. I just didn't like it. Just watch the original with Arnold. That's the one to watch. So that's all I have to say about the remake. I hardly remember it. It's not worth watching. I didn't think so. And I do like this artwork, the cover. I like the back artwork especially. And there is another Steelbook I'm going to get at some point, and it does have a 4K disc. I don't have a 4K player or TV yet, but the Steelbook, I like the artwork on this Steelbook a lot more. It just has Arnold's face and has a bunch of the characters and the Mars landscape, and I like that Steelbook a lot more. And I'll probably get it too. I'm gonna have 2 copies of Total Recall at that point, but that's okay. So once again, this is Jake Talks Media, and I'm going to be talking about movies and series and streaming and physical media, and books and video games. So I hope you subscribe if that kind of content is interesting to you, and thank you for watching.